I made a fort.
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the 115 Workshop Upgrade Kit for Earthrise Doubledealer. So here we are, and there it is. And first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging, the brown box. It's the brown box. It has a sticker on it, YYW11. And all that stuff. That's a QR code. If you want to scan it, go ahead. Just takes you to their website. And yeah, open up the box. Pieces are in the baggie. Get out of here, box. And open up baggie. Dump out pieces. There you go. Bye bye baggie. Now we move on. And moving right along, here we have the upgrade kit for Earthrise Doubledealer, and this is everything that you get with the kit. Well, almost everything, but we'll show off what's here. So we have these two panels right here. These are going to be just some filler panels. We have some more filler panels right here. These are hingy. Yay for hingy panels. Let's get two of those. We get a piece for his gun, which honestly could be a little pistol on its own. The reason the handle looks like this weird discoloration here is because the handle wasn't painted at all. It was just white, and I just kind of colored it with some black Sharpie, and that's rubbing off. So yeah, that's why it looks weird. But I didn't want to put paint on it because I didn't want to make this any thicker because this is already pretty tight. But yeah, you live and you learn. But you also get these new knee pieces, and you do get two of them. I just have one already installed. But that's what that looks like. So you get these new knee pieces. And yeah, that is what you get with the kit. So without further ado, let's bring in Mr. This is where my tongue stops working. Let's bring in Mr. Doubledealer and show off how all of this works. And here we have the bot that deals doubles, his legs anyway. Hey, there he is. There's the rest of them. So here we have Doubledealer, and now let's get started and show off what all of this does. So I guess we'll start off with the simplest part here, which is just this piece for his gun. And how this works is you just take this off, and this will plug onto these two posts here, like so. Just pop it right on, like that. And now this makes it so he holds the gun kind of in a more natural position, a more natural place. And this post is very snug. You have to give it some no twisties to get it in his hand. There you go. You can see, you know, he holds the gun, I feel, in a better position there. So it's like not all of it's just jutting out, you know. It just makes it look a little bit more natural there. Doesn't hang as low now. This looks a bit better. You know, it's a minor improvement, but an improvement nonetheless, and I do quite dig it. Would have been nice if they had made it this gray instead of black, but I mean, granted, if you wanted to, you could always paint it. But, oh no, hey, it does the job. Now, as far as these knee pieces go, again, I already have one installed. And I have it installed on this side right here, and you can see a difference between the new piece and the stock piece here. And what this makes possible is you now have this leg on a slider, and that will give him some extra height. As you can see, pretty much a whole foot's height, extra worth of height there. So that's nice. And to install these, you have to do some disassembly. So we have to undo 3 screws. This one here, and this one here. So I'll get my handy dandy screwdriver, and we'll get to some unscrewing. Just show off how we get all this done. So that's one screw. Get this. And 2 screws. Now, my screwdriver can't reach in this one. This one we have to use a good old-fashioned manual screwdriver. You have to do some manual screwing for this one. But you just undo that screw. And seems like that is out. There we go. And once you've done that, you just pop his leg apart. Just give it a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And it should just come right apart. Come on. Get this out of here. Come on. There's a little piece that's like tabbed in here, and it's actually quite dirty. There we go. So pop that off. And once you've done that, you can then just pop the rest of the leg off. Just remove it from there, like so. There we go. And then we have a little connector piece for the knee. Now it's just on a mushroom peg. Now, as you can see, there's not really the clearance to actually get this out. So basically what you have to do here is, now how I did it, these missiles are falling off, everything's just falling off. But what you're going to do here, the way I did it was I just took my screwdriver, oops, no, the screw stays behind. Take the screwdriver, just grabbed it, and you just, boop, and it will just kind of pop right out. If you can get the torque there that you need, boop, there you go. And it just pops right out. Like so. So there's the old piece, and now popping in a new one, pretty much kind of the same thing. I use my screwdriver just to give me a little extra, you know, some little extra meat to hold on to, and you just kind of work it in there, and if the gods are on your side, it should pop right back in. Just to point of kind of getting a good grip on everything, but it's doable. I did it the first time. I can do it again. And I think, yep, there we go, and we're in. There we go, we're in. And you want to make sure that this, you see a single tab is facing outward. That's the proper orientation for that. And there you go. So now you have that the way it needs to be, and once you've done that, then you just put his leg back together. So just slide this through, like so. And again, we're just going to perform some surgery here, and just get them all back together. Pop all that back in, get all that back in, and then we get down to it. Get it started. You want me to do the thing, don't you? You want me to do the thing. I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. You know what? I'll do it. I'll do the thing. I'll do the thing. I'll do the thing. Here we go. And now, whisker! Oh, whisker. There we go. We'll do some electric screwing for this one. Boom. There we go. Put in this little one right here. Get that in place. And oops. Sometimes the screws want to be problematic, even with a magnetized screwdriver. There we go. Boom. There you go. Everything is nice and snug. There we go. Now he has both of his legs on these nice sliders now. Though they are a little stiff when you first install them, you kind of have to work them in. But there you go. You got your slider now. And now, you got him a little bit taller. He's a little bit taller now. We put risers in him. He can rise now because he has risers. I'm not sorry. I'm not. I am not sorry. Not sorry at all. There we go. There we have Doubledealer with his risers in. And it's nice. It gives him a little extra height. It makes his legs look not as stumpy as they did before. I personally like it. I personally dig it. Do I have this one extended all the way? Because it seems like one side's a little bit higher than the other. I just have his legs not in the proper position. You know how these things work. There we go. Now he's standing straighter. There you go. So now his legs don't look as stumpy. He's got some height. He's risen. He has arisen. Yes. So just for a comparison here. So here he is with Siege Ultra Magnus. Now, Siege Ultra Magnus has the DNA upgrade kit, which makes him a bit taller. But you can see how that works with a kitted up Ultra Magnus. And here he is with the other Ultra Magnus, which does not have the kit. This is stock. But as you can see, like now, he's actually the same height as the stock Ultra Magnus. So you can see how that works out there. With kitted, with unkitted. So there you go. So now we're going to bring in these pieces right here. Now these pieces are going to make him parts form. Just so you know, this will become a parts forming thing. This is just the way this works. But these are going to be gap fillers for the legs in robot mode. So how this works is you want to take this section here. You want to make sure the tab is facing outward. And you're going to just slide that in there at an angle, like so. You can see how it sits in there. And then this section, we'll just lay on top of it. You can see what those tabs and grooves line up. And you just get that in there. And this should, theoretically, this is supposed to kind of tab into this, but it doesn't really work all that well. But if you just kind of wedge it in there, it'll work just fine. And there's also like a tab that'll go into the groove in that new knee piece. So just kind of push that all in, like so. And everything should stay put. And there you go. And now you have that gap filled in his legs. And I think that actually works out pretty well. Now, as far as the color matching goes, as you can see, the color matching is not great. It is a bit darker, but I actually think that works. It doesn't look bad to me. I can work with that. I can work with that. Not too bad. I actually think it kind of it suits the color palette, honestly. So I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it, but there you go. You got some fillers there for his legs, and we'll put the other one in real quick. And there you go. His legs are filled. He's learned how to rise. And all in all, not too shabby. He's holding his gun in a more natural position. So, all in all, not too shabby. Not too shabby. And one more thing to note regarding the new knee pieces, not only do they give him some extra height, but they also give him some extra range of movement. Now I have this one just collapsed back up, but with the standard knees, you only got that much bend, not even 90 degrees. But now with these new pieces that allow you to extend that, you now have over 90 degrees of bend there at the knee. So you get a lot more range of movement out of those knees than you did originally, and that is quite cool. So now you get nice knee bend right there. So another benefit to these new knee pieces. Now, as far as the transformation goes, well, obviously now we're going to do some parts forming. We have to do some parts forming because we have these new leg fillers in, so you have to pop these out, and I definitely recommend you pop them out from the top here. So just get your nail in there, just pop them out, pop everything out, and just pop everything out, top, get all that out. And the only new step you're doing here with the legs is you're just going to be sliding them up on that slider now. And once you've done that, everything transforms exactly as it did before. So I'm going to get him into Big Bird mode real quick and show that off. Okay, so here we have him in Big Bird of Murder Death mode. And as I said earlier, the transformation works out exactly the same as it did before. We can see the new knee pieces there. You can see they just kind of stick up a little bit more. But everything works exactly the same way. So There you have that. So now let's incorporate all of these pieces into the bird mode. Now, keep in mind the instructions, not that they're really instructions, it's just a couple pictures they show you. They don't say anything about storage for the bird mode. So this is all stuff that I've come up with on my own. This is just the best that I can come up with for storage for the bird mode. So for this piece, the gun piece, all I do is I just take it, I just plug it into there. Voila, storage. There you go. You tuck that into there, like that. Now, these pieces, which are meant to fill out the front of the vehicle mode, you can also use here, and you just kind of interlock them, and they will go over these tabs right here. So you just wedge these on, like so. Get all that wedged on, like that, and that's how that works out. So you can do that. Now, as far as these pieces go, now they are supposed to go like this. You're supposed to fold them up, and there are these tabs right here. See these two tabs right there, which go into these notches right here. So basically, for the vehicle mode, they just kind of get folded up, and they just end up sitting right there. The problem is when you have these pieces sitting there like that, it doesn't allow the tail piece to sit flush, and then the missile doesn't sit right, and the missile is just kind of like pitched down and kind of aiming at the back of his head, which doesn't look all that good. So what I figured out, is to attach them like this. Again, you just use those same notches. Attach them like that, and then just fold these pieces down like that. And I have found that this has yielded the best results as far as getting everything to sit the way you want it to sit the way it's supposed to sit. So just wedge that in there and fold that down. And once you've done that, now we can, I always like to lay this piece down first. Then you can put that there, and then we can clip the big missile in like so, and then we can peg everything together like that. Kind of get everything straightened out. And you can see now the missile lays pretty much parallel with everything else, whereas if you leave these pieces the way they're supposed to be, they're just kind of, the missile ends up kind of pitched down. So it's the best way I could figure to incorporate this stuff into the bird mode. But hey, maybe you could figure out something better. I don't know. That's just what I managed to figure out. But hey, at least you can find some way to kind of finagle all this onto the bird mode. So there you go. Now on to the vehicle mode. Alright, so here he is in his vehicle mode, and again the transformation works out exactly as it did before. You can just see how those new knee pieces they just end up kind of sticking out a little further, but you can't even see them from the profile. They don't affect the rolling. It can still roll as a rolling thing should. Hooray for rolling. But as far as storage for your other bits and pieces go, you can leave the gun piece attached to the big missile if you want to, and just plug all that right there, like so. So you have your storage for that. Now, as far as these pieces go, now these are going to fill in the fronts here, because as you can see, there's a whole lot of nothing. Whole lot of nothing going on there. And this will fill in all of that. So what you're going to do is take these pieces, and they will just wedge into these two slots right here via these two tabs. So you just plug it in like so, that orientation, and then this piece just folds in like that. Second vest, just like the first. Just tab that on, wedge that in there like so, flip that in, and all you're going to do is just slot these over these tabs right here. So just get the one side on, get the other side on, make sure they interlock, and just get everything on, get it all nice and squozen, get things lined up, and there you go. Now the vehicle mode actually has a front. Yay for actually having a front. And just get that pushed back, and it actually does line up pretty well there with the front. As you can see, it just fills that in. Again, the color matching, not great, but I feel it works with the color motif. But if you don't like it, you can always just paint it up, make it match better if you want to. As always, cat hair is not included. Get out of here. But you can see, fills in the front quite nicely. So, there you go. So there you have the upgrade for Doubledealer, and yeah, it's a nice piece of kit. A nice piece of kit indeed. You know, it does exactly what it sets out to do. You know, it gives him some extra height. It gives him some extra articulation in those knees, which is very nice. You know, it fills some gaps. And all in all, it works out pretty well. The only thing that can get a little fiddly is just getting the leg fillers in robot mode in place, like the piece that goes inside the leg. That can be a little fiddly to get into position so it stays put. But other than that, everything is easy to install. So yeah, not bad at all. So there you go. Now I picked this up from TF Safari. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below so you can check that out. And of course, for all your other Transformers needs, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com. As always, linked in the description down below so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love Peace Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the 115 Workshop upgrade kit for Earthrise Doubledealer. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face.